This is for people that, you've been trying to find the truth, trying to search for God on your own, and you feel like you have to go it alone because you've had so much confusion from other people, from churches, from pastors, other Christians. You're just so confused. Everyone's telling you a different thing. So you're like, I'm going to search for this on my own. I'm just going to do it on my own. I get it. And of course you need to do study, take time to process things. What is it? Wrestle with your salvation. That's a personal thing for sure. But, when you think about the Sabbath, that's you need to gather with others to help you, understand the word and to support you. It's supposed to be a community. It's supposed to be a true church, which is a gathering of people. You don't, and you shouldn't go to a church building, because unfortunately we are in the end days. There's a great falling away. There's apostasy in the churches. And it doesn't matter how nice your church seems, how truthful they seem, if they are doing anything like Sunday worship, Christmas and Easter, if they tell you that keeping the commandments is a work, or don't do it, or they're telling you not to read the Old Testament, they are lying to you. It doesn't matter how nice they seem. The word tells us there will be wolves in sheep's clothing, and it's hard because we get so lured in by people, and they might not even be aware of what they're saying, that they're lying to you, because they're living in that lie as well. But yeah, this is for lots of different people, but basically don't be a lone wolf, because it's the more alone you feel, the more distant you're going to be from having the truth, gathering with people that know the truth as well and can help you figure all this out. I think it's Hebrews 10 verse 25. It says, don't forsake the gathering. I know why you're doing that. I know why you're searching on your own, because I used to think I had to do that as well. But if you're part of a body, let's say spiritually you're the foot of the body. How do you see, how do you smell if you're just a foot? You're part of a body, and you can't do it on your own, because as a part on its own, it only has one specific ability. Join with the body, you are able to learn so much more. You see things that others don't see. Others see things that you won't see. It's just part of being the body. Your part is important. In that group of people, you will only get so far on your own, and I know why you're doing it, but this is not a good thing to do. It's not edifying, and you can easily be led down the wrong path. So if you're coming to the truth, if you're in covenant, if you're realizing that you need to keep the commandments and the Sabbath and everything like that, forsake worldly holidays, then you need to gather with people that know the truth. And I know people think that I'm part of a cult, that straight as the gate people are a cult. I'm not going to try and convince you of anything, but if people know prophecy, they know what's going to happen, and they're the only people talking about it, maybe they're in the truth. It doesn't matter how they seem, or that they don't always speak so gently, or they swear, or they smoke, or they drink. Well, I'm sorry, but your self-righteousness, if you let that get in the way, that's going to cloud your judgment, because righteousness of God is through the commandments. If you keep the commandments, that's your righteousness. Self-righteousness is defining sin for yourself. But sin is transgression of something. You can't transgress if there's nothing to transgress against. So if you think you're saved just by faith, as in superstition, just general belief, I'm sorry, but you're wrong. You've been lied to. It's just, doesn't it seem too simple as well? Like, really? You think you can just believe and that's it? Well, what about all the prophecy? What about Revelation? What about... And the thing is, you can't understand all of this unless you keep the commandments, and then you receive the Spirit of truth. John 14, go and read it. Go and read 1 John. Go and read the Gospels, and then go and read in the Old Testament when the New Testament is referring to specific things, like, oh, as it is written. I think it's Matthew 22 is talking about loving and hating a neighbor, and then you read back in Leviticus 15 to 18, and it defines that for you. It defines loving your neighbor, and the word will define itself, so that you don't have to try and figure out in your own imagination, so that when a pastor or whoever says, well, this means this because I think so, and well, I feel this way, well, if it doesn't line up with the word, it's a lie. Isaiah 28:10, line upon line, precept upon precept. That's how you figure out the word. And the word defines itself. What is sin? I thought it was the 7 deadly sins because I had no idea. Like, I had a vague idea. I thought drinking and swearing were sins and all these silly things, like a lot of people think, because of what they're told, word of mouth. Go and read. Oh, and then you find 1 John 3 verse 4. Sin is transgression of the law. Oh, okay. What law? Because there was a law given at Mount Horeb, verbally agreed to. And then at Mount Sinai, after the people had transgressed the 10 Commandments, they were given the sacrificial law for punishment. And then it's like, well, you can either keep the 10 Commandments or you can keep this whole sacrificial law. And then Yeshua became the sacrificial lamb so that you can keep the 10 Commandments and you don't have to keep the sacrificial law. And if you're not under the 10 Commandments, then you're under sacrificial law. So which one do you want to be under? The one where your sacrifice is the sacrifice of communication. You have to rebuke your family, friends, every believer for transgressing the commandments. You have to warn them of the truth. That's the sacrifice. Or you're under the sacrificial law, the 613 Torah. The punishment is death. Which one do you want to choose? You have 2 choices. I was trying to do a specific video, but it's gone into this rant. Anyway, I hope this reaches someone that needs to hear it. Yeah, I might do a separate one as well, more on track, because I go on tangents, I'm sorry. Check out straightastthegate.net.